let's start in a comfortable seated position, hands on the knees, closing your eyes. And starting to lengthen and slow the breath down. Inhaling for a slow count of 2. And exhaling for a slow count of 2. Clearing the mind of anything other than your awareness of the breath. On the next inhale, starting to lengthen the spine, drawing the crown of the head up toward the sky. Exhale, feeling the shoulders drop down and back, opening the chest. On the next exhale, dropping the chin down to the chest and inhaling to center. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale the head back. Inhale, center. And drop the left ear down to the left shoulder. Inhaling, center. So now we'll start making that one continuous motion, inhaling around 1/2 circle and completing the circle on your exhale. Move through about 2 to 3 more breaths at your own pace. And when you finish the breath you're on, pause in the center and then start tracing circles in the other direction. Once you've evened your sides out, pause again in the center. Then on the next inhale, draw the chest forward, scooping through the back. Then exhale, curling the shoulders forward, arching the back, drawing the belly into the spine. So keep moving through a few more of those breaths, inhaling forward, exhaling back. And then just like we did with the neck, start turning those 2 movements into one continuous motion, drawing circles with the spine. Trying to keep the hips planted so you're really just moving your upper body. And drawing circles in the other direction. Once you feel evened out, pausing in the center. Inhaling the arms up high. And exhale, arms come down to the side. Inhaling high one more time. And exhale, letting the right hand float down to the floor. Left arm reaches toward the right side of the body. Take a few deep inhales. Inhaling tall, and exhale, letting the left hand come down, right arm reaches over. Inhale tall once more. And exhale, drawing the hands together through heart center. Come to rest on your hands and knees in tabletop position. Hands should be stacked under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we'll do a little more gentle work with the spine, moving through cat and cow tilts. So on the inhale, you'll look up, scoop through the back, and exhale, arching the back, draw the belly up to the spine. Moving through a few more of those breaths at your own pace, really thinking about the breath doing the work for you instead of the muscles. On the next inhale, we'll meet back in tabletop. And inhale your right arm out, left leg back. On the exhale, drawing the elbow to the knee, engaging your core. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can start moving into some back bends, lifting your extended arm and leg up on the inhale. And right arm, left leg, come back down to the mat. Then inhale your left arm out, right leg back. Again, drawing the elbow into the knee on the exhale. Having the option to move into some back bends on your inhale. And lower the left hand, right knee down, pressing the hips back into a child's pose. Take this time to return to the breath, slowing and lengthening both your inhale and your exhale. Taking your time, we'll meet back in a tabletop position. Then step the left foot forward, coming into a low lunge. Inhale the arms up, lifting the spine up out of the hips and lengthening the upper body. As you inhale, feel yourself grow taller. On the exhale, letting your shoulders drop down and back. You have the option to move into some back bends here, bringing the arms behind you and drawing the chest higher. Inhale deeply one more time, and then float the hands down on either side of the left foot, stepping the left knee back. Then stepping right foot forward, coming into low lunge, lifting the arms up, lengthening through the spine. Having the option to take some slight back bends. Inhaling deeply one more time. Then exhale the hands down to either side of the foot, stepping the right foot back, returning to tabletop. Then curling the toes under, press the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and bicycle the knees, shift the hips back and forth, really taking your time to ease into this posture. Then shifting the weight forward, move into a plank position. Holding for a few breaths, then lower the knees down to the mat. Then chest comes down, elbows close to the side, pressing up through the hands, coming into a slight back bend into baby cobra. Curling the toes under, press the hips up and back into downward facing dog. We'll do that again. Inhaling forward, coming into plank. Knees come down to the mat, chest lowers down, elbows are close to the side, pressing up through the hands, coming into a slight back bend, maybe moving a little deeper this time. Curling the toes under, coming back to downward facing dog. Now if you want more of a challenge, moving forward again into plank, this time lower it down, keeping your body straight, moving through chaturanga. Again, elbows are close to the side, then pressing up through the hands, coming into upward facing dog, only hands and feet are touching. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. If you feel your back caving at all, then stick with the knees, chest, chin variation. Only do the chaturanga if you can keep your whole body in one strong straight line. We'll move through a few more of those vinyasa sequences, pressing back into downward facing dog, moving forward into plank, lowering down, pressing up through the hands into a slight back bend, curling the toes under, pressing the hips up and back into downward facing dog. And we'll move through that sequence one more time. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Let the knees come down to the mat, pressing the hips back, taking a child's pose. Slowing the breath back down. Breathing in for a count of 2. Exhaling for a count of 2. And in child's pose, you can either have the arms stretched out in front of you, or you can take the arms behind you, resting beside your feet. Taking your time, we'll meet back in tabletop. And then step the left foot forward, coming back into a low lunge. This time moving your foot a little bit forward so your knee doesn't go in front of your toes. Inhaling, deepening into that low lunge. Exhale, draw the hips back, flexing the foot. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Moving through about 3 more of those breaths at your own pace. forward one more time. Then plant the hands, stepping the left foot back. And right foot comes forward. Once again, maybe scooting the foot up so the knee doesn't come before the toes. Inhaling into a low lunge. Exhale back, flexing the foot. Moving through about 5 breaths on this side at the pace of your own breath. Forward one more time. And on the exhale, planting the hands and then scoot the right foot behind the left wrist, coming down into pigeon. Checking the back leg to make sure it's straight. And then a couple options here. If you want more of a core workout, you can try lifting the arms up and using just your core to support your upper body. This really works your lower back, strengthening the spine. Or for more of a relaxing practice, you can bring your forearms down to the mat, maybe bringing the head down, coming into sleeping pigeon. Taking this time to really reconnect with the breath, slowing the breathing down. Taking your time, we'll gradually start to make our way back up. And if you find the pigeon is easy for you, try scooting your front foot out a little bit more toward the top of the mat. Eventually, you can use this transition to come into front splits. Then draw the left foot around the body in a wide circle, bringing the right foot all the way back, straightening the right leg, bending the left leg in front of you, checking the right leg to make sure it's in a straight line with the edge of your mat, and settling into pigeon on this side. Once again, if you want to work more of your core, try lifting the arms up off the mat, using just your core strength. Or you can bring your forearms down to the mat, taking a sleeping pigeon, bringing your awareness to the breath. taking your time, we'll start to make our way back up, drawing the right foot around in a big circle, coming to sit with both of your legs stretched out in front of you, taking a few breaths, keeping the back upright with a straight, strong spine, feet flexed, strong legs, breathing deeply. And now moving into boat pose, bending the knee, lifting the legs, reaching the arms up, keeping a straight spine, a strong core, remembering to breathe deeply in and out. And then lowering the feet, lowering the back onto your mat, pressing the palms, and lifting the hips up, coming into bridge. Holding for a few deep breaths. Lowering the hips down and inhaling, upper body comes up, feet come up, returning to boat pose. Strong spine, strong core, breathing deeply. And exhale, feet come down, back lays down. Inhale, hips come up. And exhale, hips down. One more time. Inhale, upper body up, legs come up into boat pose. Strong, deep breaths. And exhale, feet down, back lays down. Inhaling, hips up. Last bridge pose. And hips lower down. Come to a seated position, legs straight out in front of you. Inhaling the arms up high. Exhale, folding forward. First, just letting the arms rest wherever feels natural. Taking some slow breaths to ease into this forward fold. Then bend the knees as much as you need to grab hold of the toes. And start to take some deep inhales, looking forward, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, letting the spine soften. Upper body folds forward, maybe knees straighten. So using the breath as a tool, where you're finding space and lengthening on the inhale. On the exhale, you're finding maybe a little bit more depth in the posture. Moving through your breaths at your own pace. Releasing the feet, gradually start to roll up through the spine. Head hangs heavy. And then inhale the arms up high. exhale, rounding the back down, coming to rest, laying down on your mat. Letting the feet fall open, arms come to the side, palms facing the sky. And start deepening the breath, feeling the belly expand on the inhale, lower on the exhale. And if you're new to these deep belly breaths, try placing one hand on your chest and one on your stomach. Then as you inhale, try to feel the hand on your belly rise first. And as you exhale, then the chest lowers first, then the belly draws into the spine. Moving through a few more of these breaths, inhaling, filling the belly with air, feeling the belly rise. And exhale, belly draws into the spine. Once you have the sensation, you can release the hands, letting the arms fall back to the side. Focusing your mind only on the sensation of the inhale and the exhale. Deeply for a slow count of 2. Hold the breath at the top for a count of 2. And exhale for a count of 2. Inhaling for a slow count of 3. Hold the breath at the top for a count of 3. And exhale for a count of 3. Inhaling for a slow count of 4. Holding at the top for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. Let your breath return to normal. Clearing your mind of anything other than the present moment and the sensation of the breath. Gradually start to bring awareness back in the body, wiggling the fingers and toes, drawing circles with the wrists and ankles. And then stretch the arms up high above the head, making your body as long as possible. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest, hugging the knees, rock back and forth, massaging the spine. Taking your time, rolling over onto one side, using your top hand to support your body. Coming back to a seated position. Closing the eyes once again, letting the hands rest on the knees. Breathing deeply in and out, taking a moment to thank yourself for giving yourself the time to take care of your mind and body. Knowing that you can return to this feeling of peace and stillness at any time that you may need it. We'll close out practice with 3 deep breaths. Inhaling the arms up high. Exhaling palms together through heart center. Inhaling high. Exhaling through heart center. Then deepest breath of the day. Inhale the arms up high above the head. And exhale through heart center. Thank you for watching. Namaste.